This is a view that essentially saved the lives of Army explorer John Fremont and his men as they traversed the Oregon Territory in 1843 on assignment from the U.S. Congress. Near death from extreme winter weather, the party saw this lake from today's Winter Rim and made their way down to the life-saving water, naming the lake Summer Lake in honor of its appearance to them at the time. Today, a marker stands near Summer Lake in memory of that trek to Fremont, Kit Carson, and the others on that expedition. That's just some of what you'll discover on the Oregon Outback Scenic Byway, otherwise known as Oregon Highway 31. Now, you might have to make way for a cattle drive down these parts though, so be ready. That's because the cattle were here a long time before the motorists, so the animals have the right of way. Native Americans were here before the time of the cattle, according to archaeological studies performed by University of Oregon researchers. They found ancient sagebrush sandals near Fort Rock, the prominent geological feature at the northern end of the ancient Great Basin Ocean. The highway we drive today started out as game trails where all paths lead to fresh water. Then came the people who tried to raise crops and failed. Other pioneers moved in to Silver Lake and elsewhere. They tried their hands at ranching way back when, and some are still at it today.
My grandfather come here on my dad's side and homesteaded in Silver Lake in 1874. Got his patent from the government in 1881.
And now, a new generation of educated cowboys have taken up the traditions started way back when.
But we're doing the same thing they were doing, in the late 1800s when they first inhabited this area. So it's that is, kind of a positive and neat, to think that we still get a horseback and move cows just like they did. There isn't a whole lot of modernization between what they were doing then and now.
You can see a bit of what life was like back in the early days at the Fort Rock Museum. Descendants of the pioneers have preserved some of the buildings and many of the stories of what life was like when immigrants came to this land in the late 1800s.
They came here to farm. They expected water. They expected to grow wheat. It was advertised as excellent climate, and got here and found there wasn't any water, and it was extremely cold.
And if you want to catch a meal like the cowboys did back in the day, stop by the Cowboy Dinner Tree near Silver Lake. It was under the tree right here where buckaroos would roast their dinner over an open fire. And today it's where a genuine buckaroo tends the grill and folks savor a hearty meal.
The cowboys herd for grazing reasons from the forest to the desert, and this was a major stop. So I think when the people started this place, their goal was to serve a traditional buckaroo meal, and we base all our food off of that.
Maybe it's the pace of life out here, maybe it's the natural beauty, maybe it's both and more. It's safe to say that if you're looking for a happy trail, look no further than the Oregon Outback Scenic Byway. There's a new